Hey Explorers, this episode was brought to you by Anchor.fm. It's the distribution service that we use to get this podcast to you. And to be honest, it's great. It's free, there's tons of creation tools that let you edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. They upload it to everything, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and tons of others. You can even make money with no minimum listenership. So it's got everything you need in just one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Good to go?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Fists!
Welcome back
to
Rules
as
Written. We're looking at the monk.
This episode's on fists!
We're looking at the monk. It's your weeb class. Is that politically correct?
Ninjas!
Yeah, you know the Hong Kong beat 'em up movies from the 80s? If you
Fist
like
of the
those,
North Star.
Exactly. This is the class for you. You're going to be punching things. You're not going to be wearing much armor. You're going to be spending a lot of points.
Yeah, punching stuff, kicking stuff, being an all-around bad influence.
Where is the room for love? All right, with a monk.
What is a monk, actually? Because I feel like it's not a very obvious class in, like...
A monk is, think like Shaolin monks. You're a Shaolin monk. That's what you are. It's very kind of Asian East inspired. Even the picture in the player's handbook has an Asian style temple, orange like clad
Chinese
monk.
monastery.
Yeah. So we're really going that direction.
Yeah.
Quick build. Dexterity should be your highest because you're going to be rolling off that, but followed by wisdom because, as we'll soon find out, they also have a DC save check based on wisdom, like spellcasters do.
Yeah, so that will be helpful to not get hit.
Second, choose the hermit background. They love that.
So you're going to be dealing with 1d8 hit dice.
Yeah,
with the mic.
mid.
Yeah, mid.
Yeah.
Your armor proficiencies are none.
You shouldn't be
because
wearing armor.
You a ninja.
Yeah.
You
Also,
get armor.
yeah, like the barbarian, you have unarmored defense. We'll go over it again if you're just dropping in.
Yeah, the name of the game is Don't Get Hit.
Hence the dex. Weapons.
You got simple weapons and short swords.
Easy enough.
Though the book mentions mostly, like even in your feats, that we'll get to in a bit, that you specifically need monk weapons. Yeah, but I don't know about you, but I don't exactly know where. Is there like a lookup table for what a monk weapon is, or does it have to just feel like a monk weapon?
So it says on the next page that monk weapons are short swords and also any simple melee weapon that is not two-handed or have the heavy property. So all martial weapons are out, but there's still quite a variety there.
Yeah, gotta get those light boys. Single-handed light boys.
Yeah, running off decks. Finesse weapons.
You do get tools. You can have artisans or one musical instrument.
Any type of artisan's tools. So
One type of
that's
artisan's tools.
quite a few to choose from. You can look that up in the lookup in the equipment section. Or one musical instrument. I'd choose flute.
I would choose Balalenka.
You would, wouldn't you? Skills! You choose two from acrobatics. Okay. Athletics. All right. History. Yeah. Religion. Yeah, that makes sense. And stealth.
And insight.
And insight. Yeah, they're all kind of...
Ninja.
I approve of these.
With religion.
Religious ninja.
Yeah.
Rinja. Anyway.
Your saving throws will be strength and dex.
Yeah. At first level, you get Unarmored Defense. So this is kind of like the Barbarian, except instead of your Dexterity and Con modifiers, it's your Dexterity and Wisdom. So your AC is 10, plus your Dex modifier, plus your Wisdom modifier.
Yeah. So you could potentially get up to 20.
Yeah, even more
AC
if you start
just
using
from-
feats and things. Christ.
Yeah, don't hit me. Don't touch me.
You also get, at first level, martial arts. You get all of them. This is kind of the half of the core of the monk. There's two parts, the key system and the martial arts.
Yeah.
So the martial arts comes in a few different points, bullet points.
Yeah. So, first off, before anything, it's not mentioned in the book, but it's very important that you name the way of your fist. This is so you can become compatible with it. And it becomes legendary in its own right.
Beautiful.
Then, after that, you've named your way of your fist. You can use Dex instead of Strength for your attack and damage rolls of any of your unarmed strikes and monk weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You can roll a d4 in place of normal damage, and then this d4 will become higher dice as you level up.
Up to a d10 at level 20. So it starts off at d4, goes up to d6, level 5, d8, level 11, and then for the final 4 levels, you'll be running at a d10.
And last, you can also make an unarmed strike as a bonus action if you use the attack with an unarmed strike or monk weapon.
So you're basically getting a free attack, but it has to be unarmed. So you can smack them with your quarterstaff, but then you gotta punch them in the face for your follow-up.
It's just always an option, no matter what you attack with, that you can send a little jab. Just follow it up with whatever you've got.
So that is, at first level, you've got your Unarmored Defense and Martial Arts. This is followed up at second level by the system of the monk. What makes a monk, I think? Ki. Which I want to call chi, but it's
like
very
chi,
clearly not.
This way they can have IP.
So you get a number of key points equal to your level. There's a table in the monk. There's a column in the monk table, but it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same as your level.
It's just your level.
Yeah. So this is basically a currency. You'll be spending this currency to do really cool things. You get your key points when you finish a short or long rest, but you have to spend at least 30 minutes of the rest meditating to regain your key points.
Yeah, it's kind of like how spell slots are, I guess. You have just an amount of spells you can cast. As well, it's like the same thing with key. You have like an amount of key points that you can spend.
Yeah, it's, I think, closest to like the Warlock, because all their spell slots are the same level. There's no levels of key points.
Yeah,
it's
we
just
haven't talked about
money.
So these guys have no idea what's up when we make that reference. We gotta work with their strengths.
I like to think there's some people who haven't started playing D&D. Like, they're just waiting until we finish this whole series. And they're like, okay, I'm ready now.
Well, it will never end. We will never run out of things to talk about.
So another key part of key is...
Nice.
Thank you. The key save DC, which is worked out the same way as a spell save DC. 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
There's where the wisdom comes in.
Yeah. That's pretty much the foundation of key. Now, when you reach second level, you have...
Flurry of Blows!
3 options to spend it on. One of which is Flurry of Blows, as beautifully physically demonstrated by JT. My crotch is in fiery pain right now.
Ip Man, baby.
Flurry of Blows! So, Flurry of Blows, basically, after you take the attack action, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So, with your martial arts, you can already do that. You're just spending an extra unarmed strike.
Yeah, so you get one more.
You get 1 more.
That's where the flurry.
Flurry of Blows.
Yeah, it's at least 3.
So you hit them with your stick, then you backhand them, then you backhand them again.
Yeah.
With the
Where'd
stick
the stick go?
Patient Defense and Step of the Wind. Now, these are kind of the same thing, really. You spend 1 key point, and with Patient Defense, you can take the dodge action as a bonus action. With Step of the Wind, you spend 1 key point, and you can take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action. So basically, at the start, you can take dodge, disengage, or dash, your 3 Ds, for 1 key point.
Big Ds.
You're using your bonus action.
Use that energy to get that big D.
BDE. Unarmored movement.
So this makes you fast. As long as you don't have armor on, which you shouldn't, because you're a monk.
No shields as well.
Yeah, you're not a wiener. You don't want to get hit.
You get an extra 10 feet of bonus movement. And that actually goes up. It goes up to 30 feet at level 18.
So, like, potentially...
Potentially you're going 60 feet. Where?
And then you use your... you can run, use your movement, use your dash. You can also do Step of the Wind to dash on your bonus. And then all the while, you're getting that extra 10 feet per each thing. It's like, man, baby, you are like rocket
30
speed.
feet! You can go...
rocket speed.
One sec, I need to do the math on this.
Ooh, we're gonna work out the maths with this funky beat. Maths.
So if you're a wood elf...
Yeah, we've crunched the numbers behind the scenes.
If you're a wood elf, that's 35 plus 30. So that's... What did you say?
Okay, well, 35 plus 30 is 65. And then that times 3 because you can do run on your movement. Then you can do dash on your action. And then you can do Step of the Wind, so you can dash on a bonus action. 195, baby. You're just going
And then if you...
full throttle.
If you also... multi-class into fighter with
action
an action
surge,
surge,
which we just talked about. That's how you get this to be like wiggity whack.
260.
Right? Yeah, you were going wiggity whack.
260 feet in 6 seconds. That's canon, baby.
Actually,
that's canon.
Yeah, like your base speed, is just 65. Like that's just how you physically are at any one moment in time and space is 65 feet.
10 feet a second.
Yeah.
Long strides.
Yeah, I like to imagine that maybe your legs are just growing longer. It's not even like you're faster.
That is insane.
Really tall.
So yeah, and it gets better. At 9th level, you gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during the move.
Yeah, so then that becomes like, how can you break this game?
Do you know what that is? You're Wile E. Coyote. You can go off, but then gravity doesn't affect
It's
you
Looney Tunes. Yeah,
till you end your
can't-
movement.
You can't look down. As long as you don't, like, if you're not cognizant of physics, they can't affect you. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, there is a lot to break with a fucking monk.
That actually sounds like a funny character trope. Is like a monk that doesn't understand physics. And if you explain it to them or try to tell them anything about what they're doing,
They
is
just
weird,
don't get it.
then they can't do it anymore. Because now they're like trying to think about it and they can't replicate it.
So to recap, you're about as fast as Usain Bolt.
Yeah. That's reasonable for just a class feature.
But just your day to day, like no training. You're just Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Next up is the monastic tradition.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a brain fart there.
Yeah.
It's
So-
your circle, your way,
your
how
path.
you're fisting people,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, so this is where they will try to name your, I guess...
This is where they try and name your fist.
They try to name... Well, they're not naming your fist, though. I want to have that be perfectly clear. They're naming your style of martial arts and maybe the religious undertones and aspects of it. But your fist is yours. So you still need to grab that opportunity and use it. Don't let this be an excuse for a way of the open hand, cool. But, like, what is the closed hand saying?
Next up, you can catch missiles.
Yeah, so here's your Fist of the North Star. You catch that arrow between your two fingers, turn it around, and then, I don't know, it somehow propels itself out towards the bad guy.
This is at level 3, so you are jam-packed with things to do. Straight from the get-go as a monk.
Yeah, really good progression here.
So at level 3, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch a missile when you're hit by a ranged weapon attack. When you do so, the damage that you would take is reduced by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And this doesn't even cost a key point.
Yeah, that's just a thing that you can always do. So people shooting arrows at you and you can just be like, no, bum, 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 catch it. Well, actually, you can catch one. You can catch one.
Yeah, because it's a reaction.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's more than a lot of, like, ranged mobs do at 3rd level.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
10 plus 3
So 3.
plus 3, probably, at that level for your dex modifier.
Yeah, that's what you max out on. Yeah. Pretty cool. And then you can use key points to shoot it right back at them.
Only if you reduce the damage to 0.
if you reduce the damage to 0. Yeah.
So you catch it, hold it in your hand, and then you can, I guess, throw it back?
I still like to imagine the Fist of the North Star where it propels itself over there. Like, you might see a twitch of the fingers, but as far as you're concerned, that arrow wants to go back home.
Yeah, you make a ranged attack. It's kind of up to your DM what stats they use. Although if you're catching like an arrow and just throwing it back, or a bolt, I guess it would just be like an unarmed ranged strike, probably quite low stats. But I mean, still, it's a free attack for your reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's cool as fuck.
Yeah, it's very, like, shameful on the part of the person who tried to,
It's got a range of 20 feet and a long range of 60. So as we've described, 20 up to 60 with disadvantage.
Yep.
After that, the old ability score improvements, same old, for a 12, 16, and 19th level. You can increase one ability score by 2 or 2 by 1.
And then you get slow fall.
Slow fall.
Yeah, so this is kind of
Free
similar to... It's like Featherfall Light, I guess, Featherfall being the spell. But it's not a spell. You can just use your reaction at any time to reduce any falling damage that you take by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level.
It's quite good. So you get that at level 4, reduce it by 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not bad.
not too bad at all. Well, that's that. Extra attack. You get extra attack at 5th level. You only get 1. I know we're coming from the fighter episode, but unfortunately,
Just the one.
there has to be a drawback to the monk.
Well, multi-class, baby. No more drawbacks.
Stunning strike. At 5th level, you can interfere with the flow of ki in an opponent's body.
Yeah, so this is kind of like, who was the one in Avatar? You certainly know this. The girl in,
Oh, Ty Lee.
Yeah, Ty Lee. This is like Ty Lee, how she
Chewbacca.
would just
Start. Pow, 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 pow.
Your arms go up.
So, basically, when you make an attack and hit, you can spend a key point, just one, and they have to take a con saving throw against the key save DC, which we talked about. If they fail, they'll be stunned until your next turn.
Yeah, so that's one whole free turn, baby.
Damn.
That's free real estate.
Do it on a lich. Key empowered strikes.
He doesn't have blood. It doesn't work.
Oh, God. Key empowered strikes. At 6th level, your unarmed strikes count as magical. That's pretty good. So you can now, at 6th level, punch a dragon to death.
Yeah, which is important sometimes. No drawbacks for that whatsoever. We
Yeah.
just have magic punches now.
So they overcome resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage.
Which is kind of like using Haman in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Ask me about my Haman!
I only know JoJo from memes. I watched a bit with you. I
Yeah.
watched like 10 episodes.
Oh, it's
It
great.
is good. I'll
Yeah.
give you that. Evasion. A few other classes get evasion. At 7th level, you get evasion, which means your dex saving throws are even better. If you would take half damage, you take no damage. If you would take full damage, you take half damage.
Yeah, so if there's ever like a, I don't know, area of effect spell or something, and you have to take a dex saving throw, normally if you fail, you take full damage. If you pass the saving throw, oftentimes you take half damage. But with the monk, now you just shift that whole thing down one. No
Yep.
damage
Or half damage. At worst, you'll be taking half damage.
Yeah, not bad.
It's pretty good. And again, at 7th level, God, they are jam-packed with features, aren't they?
Yeah, this episode's jam-packed!
Stillness of the mind. You can use your action to end one effect on you that's causing you to be charmed or frightened. So it takes up your action, it eats your action. It's not quite as good as some other things where you just can't be charmed.
Hey, that's, I mean,
But
good
it's better
option.
than nothing.
Yeah,
It's
sucks
quite a
being
common
charmed.
it's quite a common thing to happen with spells and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you would waste that turn anyway if you were terrified or charmed.
Purity of the body. This is saving it for marriage, I believe. Your mastery of ki makes you immune to disease and poison.
So this is
nice, dear.
This is how you beat the Sicilian in Princess Bride.
Yes. Yeah, cool. Don't forget to remind your DM. I'm sure your DM will forget.
Oh, yeah. But this means you can't get drunk, right?
Oh, shit!
Yeah, unforeseen ramifications. Can't get high either.
Fuck. You can have power, but at what cost?
At what cost, baby?
At 16th level, 16th? I'm all over the place. At 13th level, you get Tongue of the Sun and Moon.
I'll say
you
that 3 times fast.
Tongue of the Sun and the Moon, Tongue of the Sun and the Moon, Tongue of the Sun and the Moon.
You're missing a G there.
I'm English. Tongue you of... You can understand all spoken languages, and all spoken languages can understand you.
Yeah, no longer need to choose the languages section.
Yeah, these last few are kind of just... You've got all the stuff to do, now it's just like padding out the final bit. They're another very bottom-heavy class.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like the kind of Renaissance man, polyglot type of person where it's like, I've mastered all languages. Now what? I don't know. Have you tried running up waterfalls? Perpetually in midlife crisis.
Next one, Diamond Soul, 14th level. You get proficiency in all saving throws. Fuck!
I don't like being not proficient.
And also, you can spend a key point to re-roll fails. You can only re-roll it once. You got to take the second result. But holy shit!
Yeah, if you think that rolling dice is important, then monks are a pretty good class.
They're a pretty good class, whatever you think. Number 15, Timeless Body, which is basically kind of like Druid. The Druid thing they get at level 18.
Yeah, where you can just age slower.
It's not that you age slower. You still die of old age, but you're not frail.
But then this kind of opens up some kind of medical or biological questions. Like, then what do you die of, right? If you're not getting
I think it's like when you go to the Misty Mountain top to complete your key training, and there is the master at the top.
Okay.
And he's like some really old guy, and he just beats the shit out of you, and then he trains you for a month, and then he dies. Like,
because he's complete.
Yeah, he's like, I am done now. Farewell.
Okay, then your body recognizes that, then develops lupus, and then you die.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you no longer age. You don't need food or water either.
Yeah, that's the part that was also kind of, I guess you filter feed. No.
Yeah, you're living off the key. The key sustains you.
Yeah, so, I don't know, draw that energy from plants.
At 18th level, this is quite a cool one for a high level. This is like something that is actively usable. At 18th level, you can spend 4 key points to become invisible for a minute. That's cool. That's
Awesome.
like decent by itself.
Always do that.
But during that time, you also have resistance to all damage but force damage.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You're kind of ethereal.
It's funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Because you can spend 8 key points to cast Astral Projection, which you can find in the back of the spell section, without needing material components.
Ah, so you're kind of ethereal.
Yeah. You can't take creatures with you, but you can go to different planes. That's dope.
Yeah, you can just do that.
I think that's a good level 18 thing.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of like how monks make up for not being spellcasters, is that you kind of have a lot of spells. They're just phrased
just
differently.
monk spells
Yeah.
with fists.
Yeah, it's just you use your fists to cast them.
Watch my monk focus. And finally, our disappointing 20th level. JT was so excited when he saw the name for this.
Perfect self.
Perfect Self. What does Perfect Self do?
You just get to have 4 key points if you start a fight with no key points.
So you have to use up all your key points?
Yeah,
I think it's quite hard to optimize.
Get back at a short rest of a time of 30 minutes anyway. Like,
yeah, cool, I guess. Like, it's neat, it's optimal, if you're surprised.
yeah.
Cool. Another disappointing 20th level ability.
Yeah, man.
Don't worry, there's more.
Well, yeah, then you go into the monastic traditions, I guess, because that sucks.
Alright, that's it for the monk. That's everything.
Yeah, that was a lot more than what we're accustomed to,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some of the other less than savory classes.
What the fuck? I'm not gonna ask. Alright, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Catch you
Later. Got it.
The
Stole it.
satisfying release.
Bite!
Whoa, you just caught me at this sick party here at Bruises Written HQ. Listen, I'm just gonna tell you a little secret. We're putting together an episode all about your questions. Things you want to do, things you want to know, little rules for common things that may come up in your D&D game. That episode was suggested by Benjamin Tutt. Shout out to Benjamin. Whoa, calm down, guys. Anyway, send us your questions. Toby at rulesiswrittenshow.com. See you then.